Welcome. In this tutorial, we're going to talk about opacity. And as you can see here, under PS Basics Layers Opacity file we're working with, you're going to see a new layer within the Layers panel, and it's a type layer. Type layers are always indicated by the letter T. If you don't see the letter T, it's probably been rasterized. Usually what you type is usually what's put into the layer here, but you can rename it if you want. You'll see here that I've applied an effects, which is usually indicated by FX, and the effects are below it. Now, you don't see the effects. You can hardly see it because that's not important right now. Now let's talk about opacity. Opacity we've seen in many different tools. Basically what it means is 100% is full on, 0 is you're not going to see it. So as we decrease the opacity, as I scrub here to the left, you can see that good morning slowly disappears because this is the layer that's active as indicated by the blue. Now you can also press numbers on your numeric keypad if you want. So if I press 20 or 2, it's going to go to 20%. See good morning starting to come back. 30%, 40, 50, 60. As you can see, it slowly comes back. And you can even type in here if you like. Now that's opacity. So opacity means I'm going to affect the whole layer. Now fill opacity says, well, I'm going to affect the interior opacity of the layer, but you can still add effects and see them. So you can do some unique effects in Photoshop with just these two right here. So I'm going to decrease the fill opacity as you see here. Now watch what happens. The good morning is still disappearing, but it allows me to apply effects to the layer still. Okay, so if I get rid of the effects, well, of course, you're not going to see the word, but the fill allows me to play around with the layer still, because it only affects the interior part. Now, if I reduce the opacity, of course, you're not going to see the layer because this overrides fill any day. So let me slowly increase the fill, or let me slowly increase the opacity, and then slowly increase the fill, and then you'll start to see the effect that I applied. You can see it's kind of deep in a bevel look. Okay, until we get full on. And remember, you saw these in other tools. Remember the quick selection or with painting tools? You saw the opacity up here. So you can see how opacity can come in handy and fill opacity can come in. And we'll show you in later tutorials how this comes into more with effects with type and things of that sort. But I just wanted you to understand the difference between opacity and fill opacity.